This is a special edition of WeatherScope with the latest winter storm update.
Thanks for joining us this afternoon. I'm Jill Brown here on the Weather Channel. We'll be watching this area of low pressure as it travels to the northeast. Actually won't take too long. We should see that snow tapering off late this evening in the mid-Atlantic. Heavier snow will continue to come down in New England tomorrow. Snow has continued to pile up and the sun is setting, and it's going to be slick roads out there tonight, Bill.
That is right, Jill. We're here in Charlestown, Mass. A very historical area. We have the Bunker Hill off to my right. We have the USS Constitution a little farther off to my right. We have an awful lot of wind coming in from my right as well. We are not far from the Atlantic Ocean, about 5 miles away at best. And we have a stiff northeast wind gusting as high as 35 to 40 miles per hour. Traffic is virtually at a standstill here. It has only been snowing about 4 hours. We have thus far had about 4 inches. You can see up on the ramp over there, that is I-93 inbound, the expressway. It is not moving. That is nothing new. It has not been moving ever since this snow began about 4 hours ago. Traffic, oddly enough, outbound is in better shape. Now, in the city of Boston, we shot some pictures earlier today, and around Beantown is...
In Lynchburg, we're still reporting 8 inches. I suspect that we will have some updates soon as we continue to see the snow there. In Richmond, Virginia, 7 inches. At Dulles Airport, 7 inches. And in New York City, they're about 5.5 inches. So we continue to pile it up. And we have a couple of records now. In Baltimore, this is the snowiest winter on record, and the same is true in Lynchburg. In Baltimore, 53.1 inches of snow. And it was coming down heavy there. And the latest radar here will show us some of the heaviest bands of snow that are stretching from southern New Hampshire all the way down to about the Philadelphia, Baltimore, D.C. area. And you can see it is a fairly narrow band, and the whole thing should continue working off to the east. So through the late evening hours, it's going to be very snowy and it's going to be messy out there. But hopefully by about lunch, though, and as we head up towards Hartford and Boston, we'll be picking up plenty of snow before it's all said and done. Temperature is very cold tonight. We've got the single digits all the way down to Asheville, North Carolina. It's a cold one tonight. Teens for Cincinnati.
Shore than here, but it isn't working out exactly that way because we're getting more snow in the Philadelphia area. Let's go live to the action cam now on the boardwalk in Atlantic City, where Joe Torres recently measured 5 to 6 inches of snow on the ground. And that's pretty close to the accumulation all up and down from Philadelphia all the way to the shore, with a few bigger pockets here and there. Fort Dix, for example, now up to 9 inches of snow already. But there you see at the Jersey Shore for the second time this winter, and it's such a rare occurrence, a snow-covered boardwalk. It happened in the blizzard. It's happening again now, 6 weeks later. Folks aren't used to that, but at least they can get inside a warm casino, I guess, if they have to.
Codes. In Cherry Hill. Kathy?
Well, Lisa, that's right. You know, first I'd like to point out it was just about an hour ago that it was only flurrying, and now it's snowing just about as hard as it's been snowing all day. It's also gotten much windier as well and feels a lot colder. But, of course, traffic continues to be a major problem in South Jersey today. Folks left work early only to sit in traffic, and many are still sitting in traffic. Now, we did manage to speak with a couple who managed to get home early enough only to face that all-too-familiar chore. Once again, the snowblowers are getting a workout as the winter of '96 continues to dump on us. For most of the day, traffic has been slowly negotiating slick roads, and the rush hour came early.
We got let out at noon. We had the option of going home, so I said, let me get home before it gets much worse.
And the driving?
Wasn't too good. Now, I got a pickup truck, and it was fishtailing the whole way home. I'm just putting some dirt in it now for some extra weight.
For some, unfortunately, it was not a safe trip home, or that most folks are going to stay at home tonight once, of course, they finally get there. Reporting live on the Action Cam from Route 70 in Cherry Hill, I'm Kathy Gandolfo.
Well, we want to go right back to Action Radar as we continue to track the system as we have been for quite some time now. There is a system at present. We'll set that in motion for you, Lisa, and you can see the movement. It just continues to hang in there, and that's what we're going to have to deal with probably till about midnight tonight when it tapers off to flurry activity. We'll break it down. You will see that it is all snow within that system, and the snow extends all the way from the Carolinas. South Carolina's got a little mixture there, all the way up to New England, so we are into some major stuff. We want to take a shot now on City Line Avenue and show you the traffic. You see the traffic behind me, but also moving very, very slowly. The roads are slushy, but now starting to ice up in some spots, and it's a little bit deceptive. It looks just like slush, but in fact it is very, very slippery and starting to ice as temperatures continue to tumble. So you're going to have a difficult drive. Someone coming home tonight, if you're expecting them, it's going to be a little bit longer. Folks waving on the way, get home. Humidity 92%, a rising barometer. The wind's out of the north at 18 miles an hour, and yes, the wind chill already is 3 degrees below zero. Yesterday's high, 39 degrees. Today we struggled. Didn't make it to freezing, 30 degrees. Our low, 24 degrees. That's our present temperature reading, and it's going to get even colder. So for tonight, call from AccuWeather is the snow continues, and then we're going to have some flurries a little bit later on, colder, as we drop down to 20 degrees with wind chills anywhere from 0 to -10 as the winds kick up out of the northwest. For the weekend, what's going to happen when we get the snow?
As the sun is setting, you may think that the danger is over, but it's actually...
Sure. How you doing today?
A rarity, but I think the sentiment here, Mark, is most people are pretty tired of it. I'm holding up. Conditions here within the last 90 minutes have gone from bad to worse. The winds have started to pick up gusty winds right off the ocean, making it difficult for us to tell whether it's snowing or it's just the snow on the ground blowing around. With all the bright lights of the big city behind us, the weather conditions for the casinos could only mean one thing for them: gloomy. And these conditions don't help, all of which shows you that you do not, even Atlantic City, want to bet against Mother Nature. I'm Joe Torres, live on the Action Cam in a cold and breezy Atlantic City.
Thank you, Joe. Well, the snow has...
Speed here, I-95 northbound, but it took a couple of hours, though. At 3:30, a nasty snow-related accident about 2 miles up from here, just shy of the Route 413 ramp. What happened was a tractor-trailer overturned onto a car, injured one person, and that person was taken to Lower Bucks County Hospital. But after that, it took the next hour and a half for police to close down all but one lane and essentially clean up the scene. You can see that it is clear now. Drivers are able to get by, slow and go, but for the most part zipping along at about 45 miles per hour. But don't let what you're seeing here trick you into thinking that area highways offers smooth sailing. South of here between the Ben Franklin Bridge and the Betsy Ross Bridge, it is slow, and the Schuylkill Expressway is a nightmare too in many sections. Now, in addition to poor visibility, you can see all the snow blowing around. That's slowing things down, but also when the snow plows come by, you can see sometimes, we saw this here a few minutes ago, 3 side by side. Drivers can't pass them. They just have no choice but to go slow behind them and just be patient about it. So right now here, no problems. As you can see, again, it takes just one little accident to change all that. The roads are getting quite icy, and I know this because we were driving up here on some of the surface roads and on I-95, and the Action News van here was actually skating a few times. I felt it just starting to go, and in our effort to get to the news, gather the news, we were still being careful, taking it slow, and watching out for the other drivers. And despite all that, you know, I felt the skating a few times. So if it can happen to us, it can happen to you. So I guess the moral is just to take it slow, be very careful, get home safely. Reporting live on the Action Cam, I'm Kristen Z in Bensalem.
Well, that's the very latest on our winter storm, and this is the continue to fall here and across the Delaware Valley. Dave Roberts will have the AccuWeather forecast in just a minute.
New England, the total from Philadelphia International Airport, official numbers, snowfall total thus far, 5.1 inches now. 5.1, it continues to snow. AccuWeather is now expecting the snow to let up sometime between 9 and 11 p.m., so it might be moving out a little bit earlier than what we had said not too long ago. Let's hope so. We're live in Sky 6 now down at Atlantic City. The camera's shaking there a little bit in the breeze. The winds are kicking up. Let's show you the numbers. Our high today, 38 inches of snow at the official recording station at the airport. The all-time snow record stands at 55.4 inches from the winter of 1898-99. That means we needed 7.4 inches of snow to break the record. Of course, we don't have the final numbers yet. They're coming in as we speak to you, and here's a number we all look forward to, spring. It arrives March 20th at 3:03 in the afternoon. Right now, we're just about 3.
Of course, we are seeing one big mess here with the season. It's just not ever seeming like it's going to ever end. Let's show you the latest radar and what we have going on. The snow continues up the eastern seaboard. I was just checking some of the latest reports out of Maryland and at Pasadena, up to 9 inches. Of course, Pasadena down there in Anne Arundel County, south of Baltimore City. In fact, in Baltimore City, picked up 8 inches too. And hey, it's snowing across eastern North Carolina, even 3 inches of snow at